The hill. 14,000 feet of granite, of difficulty, and of danger. This road up the mountain was built over 80 years ago in 1915. And since 1916, man has accepted the challenge of this road, seeking the fastest time up the Colorado mountain known as Pikes Peak. Over 12 miles of gravel and 156 turns on a road with no guardrails make the Pikes Peak run a test of courage, skill, and automotive excellence. But for at least one company, Pikes Peak is more than a challenge. It is an open-air laboratory, a proving ground for new ideas, and a public showcase for technological advancement. That company is Audi. For many years, the Pikes Peak Auto Hill Climb was dominated by cars that bore little resemblance to the cars driven on the streets and highways. Open-wheel cars built for the assault on Pikes Peak. In 1982, all that began to change. An entry that looked surprisingly like an ordinary automobile began breaking all the rules. Where conventional wisdom had taught the virtues of long rear-wheel drive machines with no roof and no fenders, Audi of Germany appeared with a car that had a short wheelbase, a small displacement turbocharged engine, and four-wheel drive. And it was immediately recognizable as an Audi. Already a dominant force in the world of international rally competition, Audi felt that the Pikes Peak run, which begins at over 9,000 feet, offered a perfect venue for developing turbocharger technology. Driven by American rally great John Buffum, the Audi Quattro won the Pro Rally class, recording the fastest time ever for production-based cars. And that was only the beginning. Audi had more experiments in store for its lofty laboratory. Buffum returned the following year and repeated his win, missing a new record by only a few seconds. Four-wheel drive was rapidly becoming a fact of competitive life at Pikes Peak.
The Audi four-wheel drive is very, very important because when you have a lot of horsepower, you need to get the horsepower to the ground.
In 1984, Michel Mouton of France, driving a new Audi Sport Quattro, not only won the open rally class, but did so at yet another record speed. In its first 3 tries at the mountain, Audi has set 3 records. Yet an overall win eluded these unusual four-wheel drive vehicles. True, Audi was successfully making the point that the four-wheel drive was a practical and useful addition to its products. But any true competitor wants more, and Audi wanted an overall win at Pikes Peak. After a long year of preparation at the factory, Michel Mouton returned in 1985 with a new Sport Quattro. Not only did she win the event outright, making her history's first Queen of the Hill, she also set the fastest time in the event's 80-year history. Her Audi was the first production car ever to beat the single-seater Pikes Peak Specials. As sweet as the Pikes Peak win was, there was a greater victory for Audi. Its four-wheel drive vehicles had gained acceptance in the world marketplace. Moreover, Audi's use of competition as a proving ground was showing further dividends. Audi used competition to improve or evaluate such technological advancements as anti-lock braking, four-wheel drive, a comforting benefit on all manner of road surfaces, turbocharging, which not only helps overcome high altitude, but delivers added horsepower on demand anytime, and suspension refinements that help Audis take the punishment of the road without punishing the passengers. In 1986 came Bobby Unser's turn, 12 times a winner at Pikes Peak, and a 3-time Indianapolis 500 winner. Bobby Unser took the wheel of this blue and white Audi Sport Quattro, intent on regaining the title King of Pikes by more than 16 seconds. Bobby Unser recorded his own version of a lucky number, winning his 13th Pikes Peak in an Audi. Could Audi make it 6 consecutive class wins and 3 overall victories in a row? To find out, Audi turned to rally star Walter Röhrl, a driver seasoned on the toughest circuit in all of motorsports, international rally competition. Audi participates in these rugged contests held on roads and terrain that can only be described as hostile, in a continuing effort to perfect automotive advancements that will find their way to production cars and to test components already headed for the Audis driven by consumers. Using these laboratories at speed, Audi has evaluated and developed new technology in turbocharging, four-wheel drive, improved suspension components, and anti-lock braking systems, many of which appear on Audi production vehicles after thorough testing. Audi's quest for automotive innovation continued this year at Pikes Peak. Unusual features undergoing evaluation on the Sport Quattro for 1987 include a close-ratio all-synchromesh 6-speed transmission, a braking system continuously adjustable by the driver, brakes cooled by water spray, a 598-horsepower engine, and a rubber fuel cell in place of a conventional metal tank. After a few practice runs up the course, which begins at 9,400 feet and ends at the 14,000-foot summit, Walter Rural took the starter's flag and set out in pursuit of victory. In less than 11 minutes, Rural had conquered the mountain, set a new record of 10 minutes, 47.87 seconds. Audi had turned its hat trick, winning 3 consecutive overall victories at Pikes Peak. Another victory for Audi's special brand of teamwork. All of the engineering done on Audi competition vehicles, beginning in the factory shops and extending to the crews at competition events, is a cooperative effort of Audi employees. Rewarding as winning is, there's a higher purpose at Audi, giving the world's best drivers the best cars they know how to build. Pikes Peak, just one of the open-air laboratories where 2 Audi traditions work hand in hand: the quest for victory and the pursuit of excellence.